PhD yet, but I hope soon I will start my PhD.
No
Uh,
problem.
I hope so. Okay. I will not make it a big screen because I will move between URLs.
Great.
So it will be more easier for me to move. Okay. I will talk about the part of the challenge, which is art in our world. I will talk a little bit about this challenge and how to start deciding to go with this challenge or not, and some tips from my experience as person who was always being part of challenges and awards in worldwide and local one. And if you have any question, for sure you can raise your hand or write it on the Q&A. Okay? Okay. Let's start with what this challenge and why if you want to choose this one with the art. Before we start, we always thinking about the art because I was as employee with the Loop Abu Dhabi. So we always talking about the artworks, how artists thinking about how they can make a paint or have something special that people can understand it from different way or see it in a beautiful way. But when we come to the data, it's little bit different from this. And we thinking how I can visualize my data in the way that people will understand to read these data. Because if we give the data for anyone like an Excel sheet or the CSV file or something, it's not beautiful. They will not understand it and they will feel boring from the first two lines. So this challenge will ask you to make it like something like a game using machine learning, artificial intelligence, thinking in an innovative way to analyze data and compare it with between two parts, NASA data, the open source data, and the data coming from entries from anyone using this application that you will do it or program it or whatever the tool that you will use it. Okay, so how we will start and why we will use this one. First, this challenge mainly is to create app. What type of this app? It depends on what you decide. It could be web app, it could be a mobile application, or any interactive app. Second, you need to choose the technique that you will use for machine learning and artificial intelligence. Choose one. We have a specialist technique just for the text, NLP, whatever, and you have special steps to start with this one. Many resources in the internet, and I will show a few resources that you can use it. Then you have to decide how you will ask this information or text from the users. So again, it's like a game. I'm building application, asking people to enter their text that they want to see it, for example, compare it with the NASA data. If it's correct, matching, then I will show them image or show them the way that they can present this data. Okay, then match this data again with the NASA data, display the result in a very creative way. My notes, make it as a game again. Yes, it's a game. People have to enjoy this game. If they enjoy the game, they will be happy to test it again one time, three times, four times, and keep use it in their daily basis. If it's not like a game, it's just something to show or to challenge and get the result, then no one will enjoy it. Okay, then when we talk about the text, we have a lot of things to think about it. We have machine translation. It's an example of NLP or AI, how we can use it, how we can analyze the text, how we can think about how to make our text is more clear. Or for example, now in Google Analytics, sorry, not in Google Translation, if anyone try to translate from Arabic to English or vice versa from English to Arabic, now the text come more clear, the paragraphs now more human one, not just machine. They stop translate each word alone and they start making it as a paragraph. So I know that when we have increased the efficiency and the AI in the Google translation or any other translation, the translator people will not have jobs anymore. But again, it's very beautiful tools that we can use it in a daily basis. We have information retrieval. Again, you can search whatever you want. Analysis, if you can make it happy or not happy with this analysis. Information extraction, we have a question and answering in the way that the machine understand it, and we can close the gap between the machines and users. And all of these is coming now with machine learning and AI. One of my friends now have a project, big one, for analyzing and edit the text for Arabic one. We always have challenge with Arabic text because finding tools that check the grammar of Arabic text is not something easy, but so far they are doing very well with this one, this part. So you can take ideas from starting from this area. Okay, let's go to the first part. What I need, if I choose to be part of this challenge, the art one, which is, I really encourage to be part of the arts, because again, it's like a game, beautiful one. You can enjoy every single or every steps on it. Okay, you have to start with read. You have to read about the challenge. You have to read about what the result that you want. You have to read the steps, read the data that NASA or the challenge is give it to you to read it. Then you have to start research, brainstorming with the team. If you didn't start with the brainstorming, you will end up with something not look like or without a very beautiful application. You can make it more like machine, or we can make it more like a human. So we need to make some brainstorming. Decide which challenge that you want to part of. Check available resources, check available data, choose the model that you will use it for the machine learning. And we have a lot of models that you can choose from. Decide which algorithm that you will use and choose your tools. I hope till now you have any questions. I don't think not appearing on my side. Okay, no questions. Okay, let's go to the next steps. We'll go with the data. We need to check the data, clean the data. What we mean by clean the data? If the user enter the data, like for example, I will write it here. Okay. For example, test plus 1, 2, 3 plus u. How we can compare this text? It will not be easy. So we need first of steps, tell the machine remove plus. Okay, and our application should compare with the text. So we don't need the numbers too. So we'll remove numbers. So in this way, we start cleaning the data until we have really clean data that we can train our model with it, and we can compare it with the NASA data. Okay, then we need to classify our text. For example, if we taking about the solar system, so it will be different from Earth. One and so on. So I will classify, is it related to solar system? Is it related, for example, to sun, to earth, and etc. So we start to classify of these data. So when we go to match it with the NASA data, we will be able to know which part and which part to match it with which section or which data set that we want. Then we need to start modeling, testing, and train our model. To test the model, we have to give them a lot of data together. Data set 1, 2, 3, and 4, and keep them train. Maybe in some cases, we train the model for 2 to 3, 4 days, and until we get very clean and trained model. Okay, then we can keep testing, list or assumption that we can think about it. And the last point, think about how to present our data. Are we will present it as interactive map? Are we present it as beautiful images for the solar system, for example? Are we presented as just the number? In this area, this is how you start thinking in very creative way. to impress everyone when they try to play with the application or the game that you created. Okay, then how many teams we have so far with this challenge? We have 28 teams and different amazing ideas. You can go and check them. You can discover teams from here. Let's move this one here. Okay. This is the teams that, oh, I don't know why it's become now. Okay, it was 28. Now it's 11. Okay, it's 28. So we have AI, cosmetic test, artist, French, Codelet, Code of Duty, and so on. Choose the team or create different team. It depends on what you think about it's better for you. Okay, and what we else have? We have NASA resources. Yes, there is a lot of resources here. You can start with it. NASA API, example of image of Earth and art, and as art, information about machine learning and AI research, collection of art. We have other resources for European Space Agency, Canadian Agency, and Mexican Space Agency. Choose the right resources for you and start thinking about how to use these resources and this data to the way that is help you in your idea and in your app. Okay, then you can choose. I suggest some few tools that you can use it, and I already use it before. Google Cloud, and you can use the free one. There is trail one that you can use it and train you them. But remember, when you use this one before you finish your free version, to shut down all your servers on already trained model. Otherwise, you will have a penalty and you have to pay money for them. So it's very great one for testing and classifying the data, using the cloud one, and so on. Okay, then we have this one also is very beautiful one to train and classify data also. This one, start with the mode and blinking cursor. This one very beautiful to detect, to train the models from image, text, and very beautiful way. And I have different resources specialized exactly for the text because this part of the challenge and the art is focusing on text and how to analyze the text and how to match the text with something with data, with NASA data. So I have here for beautiful resources, machine learning text processing, and I can share it with anyone he wanted. Here is very beautiful. He's matching the steps, data processing, then what type of data processing, feature extraction, and he's moving next to word to vis, globe, and so on. And we have here also, not this one. Okay, this one, and also this one, very beautiful resource. Machine learning for NLP, and most of time we use NLP for the text and languages and matching and cleaning the data. So it started from you for a step by step how to use and analyze the text and match it with the others data. So you have a supervised machine learning and we have unsupervised one. It depends on which model that you will use and which model you want to train. Okay, I think here I finish. And last point, have fun this challenge and enjoy every moment and second with this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Asma, for that great presentation and explanation. And I believe that if you had any questions from participants, anyone had any question, can type it to the Q&A section or in the chat box. Also, if we receive any question, because we will share this recorded sessions with the participants, if we get any question related to your topic, Asma, we will share it with you via the group in the Discord.
Okay, perfect. And if anyone wants also to connect directly me in LinkedIn, I'm available. This is my LinkedIn profile.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Dakia,
Yes, I'm
yeah,
ready.
yeah, you're ready. The
Yes.
floor is you if you want to share
Okay.
your screen.
Okay. Just bear with me. Okay. So my topic is creative data display with the Parker Solar probe. Sorry. I just want to speak a little bit about visualization. I'm not sure if students or participants know about visualization, data visualization. But generally, data visualization and presentations have a critical role in making people understand the importance of data, their results, and their analysis. The different methods of showing data in a form or a graphical form enables us to have decisions, be able to make decisions, and understand if there's any trends in the data. And I think maybe the data from NASA, I'm not sure exactly on that data, but I think from their description, they wanted students or participants to know more about this type of data, maybe be able to make decisions on like the weather and just enable generally to just make decisions or information from the data. So data can be viewed or visualized in different ways. Something that I teach my students at the university under a course called data analytics is the importance of how to visualize the data. And I think this is the importance of this in the what NASA wants to do. So in terms of visualizations, we have statistical visualizations, and that's to do with measurements. So we have basic techniques that are like histograms, line charts, bar charts, and scatter plots. And then we have categorical visualizing methods, and these are more to do with information or categories. So the main five that I want to introduce the students or participants to are the main ones that I use for categories. Um, and they're listed here, and I speak a little bit about them. Maybe they'll have a better idea. And what I was thinking is the students could be able to maybe like read upon them, research them, understand them better, and then either mix two together or just build a better tool that takes a little bit of everything to fit whatever categories, whatever NASA would like. So the five important visualization techniques and majority of data analytical companies use are the pixel-oriented, geometric projection visualization, iconic-based, hierarchical, and visualizing complex data and relations. So I'll speak about the first three because they're the most important three. So pixel-oriented, it's more to do with colors. So how data is usually viewed with the colors. If you have a look here, at the colors, they're clustered or categorized and depending on a value. And it's easier for us to visualize this data and for us to be able to make decisions or be able to get information from this type of visualization technique. Another visualization technique is the geometric projection, and it basically it has direct visualization, it's scatter plots, and there's landscapes as well. So it's more on again geometric calculations and measurements similar to the statistical one, but it's also important to use. So if you have a look at here, this is a direct data visualization. We can view the data through ribbons and twists, it's actually a creative way to understand direct data visualization. This is the scatter plot one. So again, this is a statistical method, and you're able to view what type of data, and you can make decisions based on it. If there's a correlation between them, if there's a relationship between the data, so why is it that some data are together or some of them are apart? And then there's landscapes. So landscapes are maybe NASA could use these better because they give a more 3D kind of or a 2D kind of representation. So it's a perspective landscape, and the data has to be transformed into 2D, and it presents each or whatever that the NASA or whatever data we're trying to tell or to explore. And then the third one is icon-based. So icon-based is features an icon. So have faces or figures or maybe, I don't know, shapes or specific areas. and it's a code. So each code represents a certain kind of information or a color. It also could be used in a color. Color icons can encode more information. And then there's a tile bar. So you use icons to present the relevant features. For example, maybe a location or a weather, or we can basically shape it to whatever we want it to represent. But these are very creative ways to visualize data techniques. So lastly, I want to talk about that. Now we're in a high-tech era. There's lots of variety of graphic software tools that we could use to visualize graphs and charts, and it can be done in minutes. So one of the most, and I want to introduce this to the participants, is that there's a software called VOS Viewer. It's something that I use for my PhD, and I also use for my students. And it actually views data on a larger kind of map or web. And it basically views data on two ways. It clusters them, if you look here, clusters them on color, and it also clusters them on shape. So the smaller the shape has a different meaning than the bigger shape, obviously. And then the links between them, the lines between them also represent a different meaning. And again, the colors also have something different. So they mean something different, but they all connect some way or another. So this kind of mapping or VOS, this software is actually very creative in terms of how it supports us visualizing data. And it also can be used for a large data volume. So if we have lots and lots of data or a very large sample, it could help us view it in a more creative way. And I think if the students actually understand these types of software, these types of techniques, they can actually come up with a more smarter way to bring them together and make either their own kind of visualization tool, or just understand what it is that they want from the data, and then basically characterize it or change it to fit the needs. Yeah, thank you. I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions or if you have any suggestions, please let me know.
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
Yeah. Done, right?
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions,
Thank you
or
so
is this
much.
later on?
Thank you so much. We are very pleasure to have you every year in with us in NASA Space App UAE. Especially you are doing a great effort in mentorship and judging. If anyone had any question, he can share it with the doctor via Q&A section, or can type it in the chat box. And also, doctor, we are recording these sessions, and it will be shared with the participants. If we get any question, we will share it with you there.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Have for you also, doctor. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for all of our participants today. We will waiting you for the next day tomorrow, inshallah, for the next day of the ideation training sessions in NASA Space App UAE and Muscat, Oman. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.